Hello. All right, 2 weeks from today, it's Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving. I'm excited. I am one of those people, I definitely have already decorated for Christmas, but I still very much appreciate Thanksgiving. So I have some fun resources and ideas for you, your kids, and your family, ways that we can keep centered on Christ through the season of thankfulness. So we're going to start with some books. The first one is great for your younger preschoolers. This is Be Thankful, Be Giving. This is a very easy short read that reads, Happy Thanksgiving, it's finally here, we'll care and we'll share, give thanks and spread cheer. Then it talks about being thankful. So be thankful for friends, all those big and small. Family and friends are the best gifts of all. So it goes through things that they're thankful for, and then it also has things that they're giving. So be giving to people and help those in need. Each day is a chance to do a good deed. So this is a good one with your younger preschoolers, how you can talk about things that you're thankful for that we have, and then ways that you can be giving during this season and helping those around us. So that's a good one. The second one, this is also a good one for preschoolers. So this is Pumpkin Patch Blessings. This one goes through mainly just things that we see outside in the fall. So this time of year, the trees are so bold, exploding with colors, red, orange, and gold. The green leaves turn crispy and then start to fall. They crunch as you step and kick through them all. It was really cute. Talks about them going to the pumpkin patch. Smell the fire up there where the fields have grown tall. Let's roast ears of corn. It sure feels like fall. God's creation is calling. Let's go find more treasure. Pumpkin patch blessings. Oh, what a pleasure. So this would be a good one to go outside. If you're going to a pumpkin patch, read this before you go. Talk about all of the wonderful things in creation in this season that the Lord has given us. How pumpkins come in all different sizes, and then they're even designed so that we can cook and make food from them. So this is a really sweet book, good for preschoolers. And then as you get into your older kids, the Bernstein Bears. So we have Give Thanks and Thanksgiving Blessings. Both of these give a little bit of the history of Thanksgiving, which is great. Both of them include some scripture, and then both conclude with their family at the end of the book gathering around their table and giving thanks for what they have. So these are good ones. They are more wordy, so definitely if your child is reading them for an older level, but these would be great to read together as a family. They also have discussion questions and some activities at the end, which I think is great. So this one talks about, do you think it's important to know about the history of holidays and celebrations? What can you learn from knowing about it? What lessons did the Pilgrim Bears teach the Cubs about Thanksgiving? Think about your family. What are you most thankful for? Share why you feel that way. So those are some discussion questions, and then get out and do it. And never forget to thank God for what we have. Write him a letter telling him thanks. List some of the people and things that make you feel most thankful for. And then sometimes we forget to say thank you to our parents. Tell your parents thank you, give them big hugs, and show them you're thankful by caring for what you have. So I like that it incorporates some family discussion time at the end, and also some just very simple ways that you can show thankfulness during the Thanksgiving season. This next book is a fun one. I had never read this book before, but this is Pumpkin Day at the Zoo by Susan Messner. I probably butchered that, I'm so sorry. But this is a really cute story of how it's pumpkin day at the zoo, and all of the animals are so excited because the pumpkins are coming in. So plucked from gardens and pumpkin patches by farmers and families in big and small patches, tucked and toted for the pumpkin buffet, and here they come, make way, make way. And then it goes through all the animals enjoying their pumpkins, and the pictures are so cute in this book. I just love it. I love the otters. I love the way that it reads. It's very playful. So playful otter and beaver too. Here's a tasty squash for you. Look inside. There are seeds to munch, pumpkins for breakfast, pumpkins for lunch. So it just talks about how there's all these pumpkins from families, and they've decided to share with the animals, and they're really excited. There's a note at the back for parents and educators talking about how you can look in your local community if you have a zoo or farms nearby, places that you can take your leftover pumpkins, as long as they're not painted or, colored on, to give to the animals for a tasty treat. So that would be a fun little outing of taking something that we have and giving it to the animals to enjoy. afterwards. Not really a huge like spiritual aspect in the book itself, but just the thought of taking something that we own and giving it away to someone that could use it. So our farmers and our zookeepers. Other ways that I thought that we could serve as families, there's so many different service projects that pop up this time of year. So whether it be at your church or just different organizations, a few that I'm a huge fan of is Operation Christmas Child, packing shoe boxes. I know their collection week may actually be this week, next week. Anyway, check on that. But you can get stuff for that, find information on their website of how you can pack a shoebox. You can even track it to see what country it goes to share the blessings of Christmas, but they also share the gospel with kids that receive those boxes. And so that's a great way to serve as a family by packing those together, taking treats and thank you cards to first responders, to fire stations, police stations, up to the hospitals for doctors and nurses. There's just, I think, lots of ways that we could show our gratitude to those in our community who are often working on Thanksgiving, just showing them like we appreciate them and we care and we're praying for them. Writing them a nice card and taking them a treat is always a good option. I think another way that your family could serve, maybe a little bit closer to home, is if you have any elderly neighbors, seeing if they need help in their yard or maybe putting out Christmas decorations or getting their tree set up for them for Christmas. I know a lot of them love this time of year, but it's often hard for them to fully enjoy it just because they're not physically able to do the things that they used to. And so maybe checking with even your church. If you don't know anyone on your block, maybe check with your church, see if there's a widow or somebody who could use help from your family and serve that way. Food drives, there's always people collecting food this time of year to give families an opportunity to have a nice meal together. And then another thing just centered around food is maybe think of people that are in your circles who don't have family, or maybe they live in your city but all of their family is far away, but you know they're not traveling. Check with them and see if they want to come over and join your family for Thanksgiving. I think that's just a really neat way to share Christ in our homes and around our table by feeding somebody and letting them have a place to belong, especially on a day that people want to be with their people. And so sharing your Thanksgiving meal with someone else who is not able to go to either their own family or they just don't have anybody. I've even seen somebody in our past neighborhood that would put on our neighborhood Facebook page like, hey, no questions asked, like if you would love a Thanksgiving meal, like our table is open, we'll make you a to-go plate if you're not able to join us. But I think there's a lot of ways that you could do that and just share food with people. I'm linking all of this down below, by the way, to make it easy, all in one spot for you to find. So there'll be links to each individual item listed out below, including these next things that I'm about to share. So I found some coloring placemats that are Thanksgiving centered, and they have a spot to share like what you're thankful for. I thought if you're having family over either at your house or maybe you're going to your parents or grandparents, whatever, your kids could color everybody's placemats, which would be a really special touch to Thanksgiving, and then having everybody around the table share what they're thankful for. So those will be down below. So I found these at Hobby Lobby, but I've also found some on Amazon, but these say like thankful and blessed and then give thanks to the Lord. I thought these would be really sweet for kids to color and then maybe write a note on the back for someone that they're thankful for. So whether that's a teacher in their life or a coach or the first responders, like I said, anything that your kids could take a moment to pause, have a creative outlet, but also write a note of thankfulness to somebody. Even like your pastors, your kids ministers, your church staff, school crossing guards. There's so many people that come in our lives daily, and we're so thankful for what they do and how they pour into our lives. But helping your kids see those people, letting them write a little note to them, and then they could pass it to them either before school ends or at church or give it to neighbors. I think that would be a really great idea to do together. You could share scripture on those so that scripture's getting into people's hands. Always a win. Another thing that I found is a tree cutout, and then it has leaves that you could write things that you're thankful for. So maybe you have a spot in your house where you can put this tree up And then as the month goes on, as we approach the day of Thanksgiving, if somebody in your family thinks of something that they're thankful for, they can write it on the leaf and then put it, and then you have this fun little fall display tree. There's also just the leaf cutouts that I found if you just want to put leaves, maybe like around a window or on your table for Thanksgiving, things that you could write out, just helping kids stay in a state of thankfulness throughout the season, because we know as Christmas approaches, it is easy for us to get sucked into our worldly culture of being the consumer and wanting so much and being centered on ourselves. And so really helping them starting now, getting into a season of thankfulness and how we can serve others and be thankful for the things that we do have, I think is just really, really important. I also found a coloring book that has scripture and whatnot, so that would be another fun creative outlet, but still keeping Christ at the center of this holiday. And then I also found just some other thank you cards if you don't want to color. They're like pumpkin thank you cards, and then some scripture pass along cards. Those would be things if you do go to like take first responders or take things to a nursing home or wherever you're taking them, little cards that you could attach to a tree or something if you take something to them. But those are just a few ideas as Thanksgiving is approaching, things that you could do with your family just to keep Christ at the center. I know this is a season where it gets really busy, our calendars get full, and we're just running from one thing to the next, and sometimes we can't even stop to enjoy the moment. So my prayer for you is that these would give you moments of being intentional with your kids, intentional with your family, and taking a moment to truly remember why we celebrate Thanksgiving and why we need to be thankful, and to take time to look around and see the things that the Lord has blessed us with that we don't deserve, but we're so thankful for his goodness and his kindness that he shows us each and every day. So make sure to like and subscribe so that you can stay up to date on all the resources that can help you and your kids grow closer to Jesus. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you all next week. Have a good one.